Hello there. I'm Ed Keith speaking for the news staff of KWK-TV. On the last 2 days of April 1957, we ran a TV report on the first 2 years of the St. Louis County Police Department. In the brief time we had, we tried to show something of your problems and your achievements. And now, in behalf of News Director Jack Griffin, Film Supervisor Charlie Bond, and myself, it's a pleasure to present to the members of the department the kinescope recording of that report exactly as it was broadcast on KWK-TV. Well, in 2 more months, the St. Louis County Police Department will be 2 years old. So tonight and tomorrow night, KWK Television News takes an inside look at the county police, their accomplishments, and their problems. The county police came into being July 1st, 1955, in the wake of events which had largely discredited the old sheriff's force. They moved their headquarters into this old lodge building on South Merrimack in Clayton and dug in for a fight to prove their worth to the county. They were and still are cramped for space, short on equipment. This area houses all administrative functions. Deputy Superintendent J. Ralph Brocksmith told us some of the problems.
I would like to point out the huge size of St. Louis County and the task that is faced with the County Police Department. We have a vast territory of St. Louis County which is unincorporated. Within the various municipalities, the incorporated areas of St. Louis County, there are also, such as the area in this place and here, that are sort of islands of law enforcement that we must enforce the law in. And we must go through municipalities to get to those areas. One of our patrol cars must cover an area of 89 square miles. That is this car here. There is another car that covers a territory of 80 square miles. The cars are on constant prowl and patrol. We have 72 men assigned to that duty, and when you break them into 3 shifts, you can see that we're confronted with a personnel problem of having just 24 cars or 24 officers patrolling the vastness of 368 square miles of St. Louis County.
Major Brocksmith then took our camera crew on a tour of the department, but not before explaining that while he was proud of the young men on his force, he was anything but proud of the tools they had to work with. For example, the evidence room should be heavily safeguarded, a room with an ordinary lock. Captured firearms are kept in a clothes closet. Downstairs, in what used to be the basement, the crime-fighting centers of the county police. Here, Complaint Officer Glennon Kirchhoff passes a complaint to the radio man. Detectives work in a similar cubbyhole, having only this space to do their desk work and interrogate prisoners. The floor in this basement area has been covered by water during the recent rains. The identification office nearby, headed by Sergeant Marcel Bonzen. And look at the lockup. With Detective James Albrecht acting as a prisoner, Lieutenant Mike Bergauer has to turn him around back into the one cell to avoid turning his back on the prisoner. Now, Lieutenant Bergauer shows the unprotected criminal records, filed in cardboard cases and accessible to anyone. There is no money to buy the locked metal files these vital records should have. Despite these physical handicaps and lack of enough men and enough money, the young officers of the county police are enthusiastic about their work and sold on the department. Tomorrow night, we'll take you to the 3 district stations and for a visit with the chief, Colonel Raymond W. Hensley, in part 2 of this report on the St. Louis County Police Department. Well, now, part 2 of KWK Television News' special report on the young St. Louis County Police Force, now approaching its 2nd birthday. Yesterday, we took an inside look at the headquarters set up in Clayton, housed in this former lodge building. Today, we'll stop at the 3 district stations. Our guides, Major J. Ralph Brocksmith and Lieutenant John Michael Bergauer. If the interior at headquarters is overcrowded, the parking lot is even more so. 2 emergency vehicles have clear spaces, but detectives' cars and other official vehicles are often blocked. Once out of the parking lot, the first stop is the district station at Jefferson Barracks, built in 1838 as the post commandant's quarters. It's the most luxurious of the 3 stations, as Lieutenant Edwin Wagner here is happy to state. This room, built and equipped by the men, is the only place in the department where training can be conducted. Now, in the north section of the county, there's a district station in this second-floor office at Interstate Air Motive's hangar. The men use the stations to make reports and when it's time to change shifts. To enter the western station at Lindbergh and Olive Street Road, it was necessary to park across the street. That station is located in a corner of a garage. Space for all 3 stations is donated without cost. Otherwise, there would be no stations. And there aren't enough officers to man them. All of the available men are out on patrol. But although the county police have been fortunate in getting their district stations without cost, they must not only pay that rent, but taxes on their headquarters. And they're so cost-conscious that while apologizing for dirty cars, they said they wouldn't spend money to wash them until the rainy spell passes. Now, back at headquarters, here is the boss of the County Police Department, Colonel Raymond Hensley, to sum up this report.
We're extremely proud of our personnel in the St. Louis County Police Department. Every man and woman who goes to make up a part of the organization, all of whom are dedicated to the police profession. Obviously, we don't have adequate facilities at this time, but we are still a new law enforcement agency. We need permanent substations or district stations strategically located throughout St. Louis County and manned 24 hours per day. And 2, we're definitely undermanned. We've so assigned our personnel as to render the best possible police service to the citizens. I'd like to say here that we are enjoying splendid cooperation from the municipal police departments, but again, we must bear in mind that they have their own areas to police. We hope that sufficient money will be forthcoming the latter part of this year to allow us to hire additional personnel. We hope for improved radio facilities for training facilities. Our officers are doing a good job now. They can do a much better one when they receive more training. It's the ultimate hope of the Board of Police Commissioners, of my staff, and of myself to bring to the people of St. Louis County, within our jurisdiction, that type of professional police service that they have every right to expect.
And that was Colonel Hensley of the St. Louis County Police Force wrapping up KWK Television News' special report on that organization, which serves some 213,000 residents of the county.